So I want to take the time to speak to where I'm at in my journey because I realize that in sharing, one, it helps me process what it is that I need to process, and two, I feel that there are other people who are at this stage and may not have somebody to talk to or haven't seen this part of the journey like talked about. Okay. So I walked away from my business, my job, the city that I was born in to out on what I felt like was a new part of where I wanted to be, which is me. Me being me, expressing myself, feeling the way that feeling me for me, like just doing it for me, no longer looking at other people's feelings and emotions and taking that into consideration and starting that process. And so it's been over a year. I think it's going on like a year and a half now, almost. And the other day I was watching a video and there was like this whole thing about manifestation and about not giving up and being conscious about how you create things. And so I was like, you know what? Yeah, I feel like I'm at that part where I can manifest. I feel like I'm at that part where I've been doing this long enough. Let's go ahead and level. Let's agree. Let's accept the level up that I want. And this video came on, and the video was talking about when you get into the process of wanting to manifest something, like let's say it's $1 million or whatever it is, $6,000. Money is always a good thing because that always gets people going, right? Realize that the reason why it hasn't happened is because there are things that you need to go through or you need to push through in order to get over what's keeping you from what you feel is inside of you and feel it's inside of your spirit. Like you want it because it belongs to you because you know that you're worthy of it, but there is something that's keeping you from it. And so when you ask for it, what's presented to you are the things that you need to overcome, right? If you're following the story. So this week has been really interesting because a lot of my past, people from my past have like all of a sudden, after I asked for what it was that I asked for, which was to be leveled up, my past shows up. Friends from my past that are here, friends from my past that I haven't spoken to, and just, new people started presenting me with situations that I walked away from over a year and a half ago. And I was doing good. I was like, block, no, I'm not accepting your negativity. I'm not accepting you not valuing my time. I'm not accepting you feeling like I'm supposed to do what you want to do because that's what loving you is. Loving you is doing all the things that you want to do. And yeah, it is. But I also have to enjoy it. And if I don't enjoy it, well, then you're looking at me, well, you don't love me. Baby, take it how you take it, okay? Because I gotta love me first. So yeah, go do what it is that you need to do. So as I'm releasing these past experiences back to what it is they need to go to the past, I come to the realization that it's like you're not done. Like this will continually bring itself up to you because you need to continually remind the past that you don't accept it anymore and accept that your future looks like you moving into that, which is no longer tolerating the BS that's been showing up. It's like I've had people this week try to take my time for themselves. I've had a really good friend who I hadn't spoken to, be transparent with me about the relationship that they're in and where they're at. And in it, my friend was like, I really appreciate you listening. And I'm thinking to myself, like, you don't have to thank me for being transparent because it's easy for me to be transparent when you're being transparent back with me. My lesson this week was learning that there are people who don't know how to be transparent. And that's okay because they're in that part of their journey where they don't know what transparency looks like because they've never even been transparent with themselves to be transparent with other people. And they appreciate your transparency because it gives them a light to look to. But at the same time, they're in the darkness because they choose not to be a light. They choose to walk in their ignorance. They choose to walk in this state of, I can't do what you're doing because that requires more of me than I'm willing to put into myself because I'm comfortable where I am. And so, yeah, I release them. I release them and I release myself from the obligation of thinking that just because we come from a familiar place doesn't mean that we have to go to the same place. I saw a quote today where somebody was saying that their grandmother said that if familiarity was there to protect you, water wouldn't boil fish. So, you know, I learned that it's like I'm at that part where it's like y'all are boiling me. Like y'all are not helping me get to where I need to be. You are keeping me in this past sense of that's not where I want to be. What I asked for was to be leveled up, and in order to be leveled up, I have to move into a place where I am respecting my value, my worth, and my transparency, and that requires the people around me to do the same. And if they aren't doing the same, well, then there's no reason for me to continue entertaining them. So that's where I'm at in this journey. And it feels good. It feels really, really good to no longer feel like I have to gatekeep myself, to no longer feel like I have to provide what is being asked because they themselves don't want to do it for themselves.